The next utility we'll look at is the reset utility. So here in app.js, notice that we're injecting UI.utils, so we have the reset utility available to us. And that is an attribute that we can place on our input widgets. So here I have 3 input widgets, each of which have a UI reset. And notice the widgets each have an ng model. The first one is name, the second age, and the third is city. And if I go to my JavaScript here, my main Angular controller, I'm assigning name, age, and city to John, 39, and Chicago, respectively. So those will be displayed in those input widgets. And if we load the page in, we can see that's exactly what's displayed. So we have John, 39, and Chicago in these 3 input widgets. The UI reset is going to add this button here in red for each of these. So what does the UI reset util do for us? It adds for us a button whose job it is to simply reset the widget. So if I click each of these, you'll notice that each one gets reset. So it's just a real quick, easy, simple way of providing a reset widget, a reset button, if you will, for each input widget. So each widget has a UI reset, so each widget has this button. Now this button here is created through CSS. So what happens is if I provide this UI reset attribute on the input widget, what the reset util will do is essentially wrap that widget in a UI reset wrap span. So notice here I'm going to inspect this element here, and we can see this is the element that I'm inspecting, the one that's highlighted. And notice that above this is this UI reset wrap span, and then right below it is this UI reset span. So using the UI reset util creates these spans for us. That means, now notice the outer span has a UI reset wrap class, and this href here, this anchor has a class UI reset, which means I can define those classes to be anything I want. So enter CSS. So the way I'm creating these buttons here, these reset buttons, is through CSS. So let's have a look at that code real quick. So I've added this UI reset CSS definition.